What's up, guys? Brian back from the PT channel here to talk about The Walking Dead and Shiva. Shiva is coming. For those who don't know who Shiva is, she is a tiger. She is awesome. She is Ezekiel's tiger, and we will meet her in some part in season 7, and we don't know when it will be, but for those who don't know, spoilers about the comic book ahead, about what's going to happen in season 7, potentially, of course. We don't know anything particular, but we've seen some reports online about Greg Nicotero, and they have a plan for Shiva, and they like what it is, but that's all that we got for now. Basically, we let the groundwork for the kingdom in season 6, episode 15. They gave us an idea about the kingdom and introduced us with the riders, and then in the 16, they definitely confirmed it by having the 2 riders come with Morgan and Carol. So we're going to go to the kingdom, and that's where Ezekiel and Shiva are, and so we're going to see them at some point, who knows when, but they will play a part in season 7 for sure. They connected the dots, the kingdom with Rick, the survivors, Morgan, Carol, going to be a connection there. The kingdom should be a great thing for the TV show, and is going to be a great ally to the survivors with Rick's group. The kingdom is basically a high school that is surrounded by buses and sheets of metal. That's where they're going to be, so hopefully we'll see that probably there. But in the comic, Jesus introduces Rick to Ezekiel, and that may happen on the show where he says, I think it's time for you to introduce you to Ezekiel. And that's the man, Ezekiel, right there. Is another huge personality of The Walking Dead. King Ezekiel, as he goes by. He was a zookeeper before the pre-apocalypse. Before that, you see Shiva behind him. It was in issue 108. They were about issue 100 in when Negan was introduced. So issue 108 is when they were introduced. So we would think we would see them at the end of the first part or in mid-season there before that. Ezekiel and Shiva may play a big role. The show won't be the same since Negan was introduced, and it definitely won't be the same when Ezekiel and Shiva are introduced. So we'll see how it is, but Ezekiel, you can't talk with Shiva without Ezekiel, and you have to change Ezekiel a little bit with the comics because they have a thing with Michonne, but that ain't going to work. You can't break up Michonne. But when will we see Ezekiel? If we see Ezekiel, we see Shiva. So we got to talk about both of them. Who will play Ezekiel? Who knows? But they're going to cast that hopefully pretty soon because they started shooting in May, so it's right around the corner. And how will they have a tiger on the TV show? I mean, how are you going to do that? You can't just have a tiger go maim zombies and actors and everything else, but they can use a trained tiger for a lot of the shots, but definitely have to use CGI for a lot of Shiva, especially for Shiva attacking walkers and saviors and stuff. So we'll see how they do it, but they can have a real tiger trained for certain things, but CGI, of course, is what it'll be. You can't be doing this to the actors. And I doubt they even want to have messing with the tiger attacking. So CGI, I know Greg Nicotero talked about they have a game plan for it. They talked in an interview, couldn't give too much away, but Shiva does some damage in the comics, and it'd be awesome to have a tiger taking out some savers and some walkers. For scenes like this, they could use a real tiger where Shiva's just chilling right there. But I know you can train tigers and you can make them real lovable and everything, just like this guy, but The Walking Dead won't be able to hide a tiger on set when the spoilers get a hold of that one. No, Shiva's on there. We'll get some pictures. That'll be awesome. We're ready for The Walking Dead to return in season 7 and to meet Shiva. What I think it'll be is right before the mid-season or right after we're going to see her, because once you introduce Shiva, you got to keep her around a little bit more and more, and that's a budget buster. CGI, everything for that too. It's going to be tough, but so I would think it would be around episode 8 or 9 or even into the second half of the season. So we can't wait for season 7. What about you? You excited to meet Shiva and Ezekiel? Big things will happen in season 7, that's for sure. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Thank you for watching, all that. What do you guys think about it? What do you think about Shiva, Ezekiel? What are you excited for season 7?